Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is part 2. Make sure you check out part 1. That's where we did the eyebrows. So now we're starting eyeshadow. So I'm using the James Charles palette, that yellow shade as you can see. This is going to be my transition shade. So I'm just patting the color on, just packing it on. The yellow is quite light, so it takes a few applications for it to properly show up. And I saw that this is too light, so I went into my Modern Dolls palette and I used a mustard yellow shade, and that showed up much better as you can see. So I'm just packing that on as my transition shade for my sunset eyeshadow. I can't wait for you guys to see this look. This look came out absolutely beautiful. The next eyeshadow color we're using is a brown shade from the James Charles palette. We are using a clockwise and anti-clockwise method to apply the eyeshadow. So we are just packing the color on for now. We're not blending just as yet. This is gonna be the color where we're gonna be cutting the crease from. So it needs to be the darkest parts of the cut crease, so that when you do cut the crease, there's that definition. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. The next shade is the orange. So this orange shade we are gonna blend out the brown with. So I am packing on that orange and blending out that brown eyeshadow at the same time.
Only been days, but it feel like months. Been gone for a year, only go like once. Life move fast when you do what you want. At this time, doing what I want.
And one thing about eyeshadow, especially if it's like a cut crease with multiple colors, you will blend. Yeah, you cannot have enough blending because you want it to look smooth. You want it to have that gradient effect, especially because the look we're going for is a sunset, vibe. So you need to keep going back and forth, especially because when you apply one color, you might blend out the previous color too much. So you have to go back with that color. Like for example, if I've applied, like how I've applied the orange, I blended out the brown too much, so I'm going back with the brown and just defining that more, and then I'm gonna go back with the orange now and then blend out that brown. It's just a back and forth like that. So now I am cutting the crease with the L'Oreal concealer, and I don't have eyeshadow primer, which is okay, or eyeshadow base. I'm just using a concealer as my eyeshadow base, which works the same, you guys. It works the same. So as you could see, I had applied it to her eyelids and I made her look up and look down so I can see exactly where I cut my crease. And then now I'm just cutting my crease into the shape that I want it to be. So you want to be, firstly, you want your clients to not be talking, because this part is very crucial. Or if you're doing it on yourself, you need to concentrate and make sure that you take your time with this, because once you mess up the cut crease, yes, you can fix it because everything's fixable with makeup, but yeah, it's a headache having to remove the foundation. I mean, not the foundation, having to remove the eyeshadow and then reapplying it and then cutting the crease again. So rather just do it fine, the first time. And looking back at this cut crease, as I was cutting the crease, I think with this eye I cut the crease a little bit too high. That's, yeah, but anyways, it came out beautifully at the end. So now after cutting the crease, you just want to blend out that excess, concealer on the eyelid, and make it smooth because we're gonna apply our eyeshadow. So as you can see, I am using that brown shade again, that I had used in the beginning. So now I'm just closing up that cut crease now. So I'm just applying it to the outer corners of my cut crease, and now be creating the sunset vibe on the eyelid.
But it was you, so I was with it. Then to tell you the truth, wish we never did it.
Next shade is the orange. So with the orange, I'm applying it on the eyelid, and I am also applying it into that brown so that it blends well together. So I'm not just applying it next to the brown, I'm applying it on top of the brown as well. So our next shade is a yellow. So this yellow, we did not use it in the beginning, which is okay, it's fine, we're using it now. So I'm just packing that in the inner corners, and I'm using a very small brush here. As you can see, it's more precise. I can get to the top of that cut crease and in the inner corners, and yeah. So sorry guys, we skipped 2 steps, which is the eyeliner and the lashes. Now we're applying foundation from Crayolan called Vitacolor in the shade DO, and it is a liquid cream consistency. It is so beautiful. It is dewy, but also, you know, I actually would explain this texture as a satin texture because it's not dewy and it's not matte either. Look at that when you're blending with the foundation. Look at her skin. That's how you know this is young, fresh skin, because the elasticity, the skin bounces when you're applying foundation. Trust me guys, I'm not hurting her. I am not hurting her. It looks quite rough, but trust me, I'm not hurting her. As you can see, she is not in any pain. She's just talking away. And yeah guys, look how perfect that color match is. I'm obsessed. The next step is highlighting. So I'm using the Ultra Foundation from Crayolan in the shade OB3. So as you can see, the areas I've highlighted, now I'm blending that out. I am blending the highlights in. And guys, I don't always use concealer for highlighting and concealing. I use a foundation to conceal most of the times, and it works out just as well, you know, as a concealer. She doesn't have anything to conceal. She doesn't need full coverage concealer, so I can just use a medium foundation to conceal. She does not have any blemishes that she needs to hide, so this works out perfectly. It's a medium coverage. Now I am contouring. I'm contouring with the Dermacolor from Crayolan. It is in the shade D16. So I'm contouring her nose, and I've already contoured her cheeks, as you can see, but I haven't blended it out yet. Now I've switched brushes, and I'm just using a smaller brush to go into the smaller areas. So now I am setting her under eyes. So I mixed 2 powders. The first one is TL4 from Crayolan. It's a yellow powder. Second one is a fixing powder, also from Crayolan. It's in the shade P5. I mixed those 2, and now I am setting her under eyes with those shades. And yeah, I feel like mixing those 2 colors creates such a beautiful shade for me to set, especially under her eyes. And here I'm blending out her under eyes, and then I'm also doing the same thing, setting with those 2 powders. Now I'm just reverse contouring with the powder. Now I'm just dusting off that excess powder under her eyes. Now I'm applying highlighter with the satin powder from Cryolin in the shade Champagne. So now I am setting her under eyes again, but with the yellow powder on its own. This is to brighten up the under eyes. And now I'm using a Kajal, I don't know what color this is, eggshell, yes, eggshell eyeliner from Essence. And this is used in the inner eye. And now to wrap up our eyeshadow, I'm applying the brown eyeshadow at the bottom of her lash line just to complete the look, just to make it flow. Now I'm applying that orange to blend out that brown. I'm doing the same on the other side. And here are my lip glosses. You Love Zilo's Cosmetics in the shade Sexy and Nude. So I'll be using the shade Nude on Ukanyo. So first I am applying a brown lip liner from LA Girl in the shade Chocolate. So we just applying that on her lips. And what I've done with that, she's blending that out by rubbing her lips together. Now I'm applying the lip gloss in the shade Nude. And to seal the look, to make everything melt into place, I'm using the Maybelline Lasting Fix Setting Spray.
Can you always think of Neha?
Yes, we
all matte shades before. The
but
pink one. Remember
the pink one, but you never did these shades.
These shades, no, I've never.
You've never.
We need to do a different look every time, okay? They can't be the same all the time.
And creme.
And there you have it, guys. Here's the final look. She looked absolutely amazing. And guys, she's such an amazing client. She was actually my first client to buy my lip glosses. She bought the shade Nude that I used on her. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.